Hey everyone. So today, as from the title of the video you would have suggested, we are going to create a simple tic-tac-toe project in React. So basically, in this video, we'll be building the functionality and the simple structure of the project. Then the part 2, I'll be showing you how you can convert it into a multiplayer project using socket.io and Node.js. Okay. So yeah, let's begin now. So I'll start by tic-tac socket. Run it in command prompt. See, open it now at terminal and create one Vite project. Sorry. Okay. So, so I'll keep the standard package there, JavaScript, doing npm install. Right. As it is getting done, I'll copy the basic Tailwind CSS commands. I'm using Tailwind CSS for styling. So it's installed. Uh, you don't need to be like master in Tailwind, just simple Tailwind classes I'm using this project. So I'm copying this and in my config system and also in the CSS, integrated CSS application is done right. Now let's start by removing all these things. We don't need this. Our main app component and render it with this. So this is done. Also we can delete this one in this app.css. So what will we do now? We'll create a file, we'll create one components folder. I will first create let's rename this. First I will create one container, tic-tac container. Okay. So it will basically contain all the individual blocks. Okay. Init.jsx. Okay. And to RAC. Now what will you do? App.js, we can give it as a class name of with full. Height we can keep as screen, EGS black, flex, items center, justify center. So like we are just keeping the background as black to not mess up with your eyes. Okay. So that's it. Now what we're going to render this tic-tac container. Tic-tac container is app.jsx. So this container is basically the wrapper container. Our blocks will see. So tic-tac containers, we have the tic-tac containers. Now what we are going to do, going to create the individual cubes, right? Squares basically. We're going to create. So we're going to create tic-tac block, a single block, JSX. Okay. We're going to RFC. Now let's style our block. So I'm just cruising through the CSS part. We're not focusing on the CSS, we're basically focusing on the logic, right? So yeah, we can give it a width of 40, height of 40, with a border radius of large. Okay. You can keep the background of the block as white. Okay. Now let's this X, we can keep it as X. Text as how much pixel you want? 90 pixel. Let's give it a text size of 90 pixel. Okay. And let's do flex. We can do render this X uh, the center basically. Items center. Justify will be center. Now let's import this in our container. Tic-tac block. Let's import this tic-tac block. Just check it out. First I'll run the server, run that. Check. Okay, so let's give it the proper default font will be bold. See, uh, one cube is getting rendered. Like let us render 9 cube. Okay, so in a tic-tac-toe, there are total 9 blocks, correct? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let us check. See, it's getting like messed up. So let us divide these things. What we are going to do? We are going to put the class name as grid. How many columns will we want? 3 columns. So grid calls will be 3. Okay. And let us give it a gap of 4. Okay. So yeah, it's perfect now. It's getting rendered perfect. So our basic structure is done. HTML and CSS structure is done. Okay. So now we are not going to focus on any CSS and HTML. Let us start writing our logic. Okay. So now what we can do? Let us keep one initially is all the 9 blocks. You can keep in an array. Like you can make an array of 9 elements, and initially you can keep all the elements as null. Okay. So no value will get rendered. So we'll dynamically render based on that game array. Okay. So let us create one use state variable. You can create a game. Sorry. Yeah, game array. Set a game array. This will be a use state. Basically render an array of 9 elements, right? And we'll fill it with null. Okay. Then see now what will see all the elements will be null. Just like console.log for your understanding. Console.log game array. Console.log game array. Let us inspect what we have done. Let us remove. Press this. See all the elements are null, right? All the 9 elements are null. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to map, right? Let us map this game array dot map. What will we get here? Value and index. Okay. Now what we are going to do is map. So I'm going to render the tic-tac block which you created. See the tic-tac block, right? So let's make it in content of okay. See we're rendering the tic-tac block, right? Now what we are going to pass here? We have to pass one key. Key will be indexed, right? So it is a unique identifier. Now what we are going to pass? We can also pass the value here. Because we are will render it dynamically. You can pass the value as well as you can pass the index as well. Pass the index. Now this is done. Let us import this in props. We are passing one value. We are passing one index. Correct. So let us do what we'll do is we'll pass the value here. Value. Okay. So see this is done, right? Now what we are going to do? See everything is null. Okay. Firstly it is blank because all the elements are null. Right? So now what we are going to do? We can create one update array function. Like whenever we click on one of the blocks, it will get changed. Okay. Firstly it will be x. Then if we click it will be o. Then again if we click on one block it will be x. So how we can implement that? Let us first create one function here in our parent component. What we are going to create? We can create one function. Basically, I'm creating an arrow function. Create array. Update array. Okay, I'm creating one function here. I'm making it as an arrow function. So in this, so we'll pass this function to this block. Okay, tic-tac block. So what will we get here? Get one index. Okay. So now what will you do? Rather than updating, so we'll be updating the game array. Okay, correct. So this is the whole point. We'll update the game array since it is null, and based on the index, we will input the value. So for that, what we can do? We can also create we can also maintain one state for the turn, whose turn it is, right? X turn and set X turn. Okay. Use state it will be true. Initially, it will be X turn. Okay. It will be set X turn. Okay. Correct. So now what we're going to do? We can rather than updating the game array, we can do is we can create a copy array. Okay. We can create one copy array, game array, not game array. We will use date operator dot game. Okay. So basically, we have copied our current game array. Now what we are going to do? See, in copy array of index, okay, copy array of that index, the index which we are receiving from our child component. See, like I will pass the function here, tic-tac block. From that, from here we can get this index value. Okay, we'll pass it index. Okay, so I'll show you everything. Don't worry. Just be here with me for some. See, copy array of index. What will we do? If it is existent, okay. See, if like we're maintaining the state rate of x, if it is existent, what we can input? Sorry, what we can input in that array, null array. We can input x, or else it will be O. Okay, correct. Now what we can do? We can set the game array. Correct. Set game array as copy array. So see, this is done, right? Now what we can do? Let us check. I'm setting the copy as game array. Now I'm going to call the function here. Now in my child component, I'm going to call the function create array. Okay, let us do it in the props create game array. Pass. Okay. Now what we are going to do? See, this is done, right? Now I'll take the event handler. This on click. What we are going to do? We can pass the update array, and we'll pass this index, the current index of this element, right? Text. Okay. Now let us check. See, this part is done, right? Now what we'll do? Also, what I have to do is set extend. Extend will be not extend. Okay, this is done, right? Sorry for the noise. Like my neighbors are shouting. Please ignore that. So what we are going to do is after setting the game array, we'll change the extend because we have clicked already. So we'll change the extend at the end. So this is done, right? Now see the basically the toggling should start working now. Let us click here. It should see in zeroth index it is coming as x o x o x o. So basic functionality is working now. The change of turns is working perfectly. Basic functionality is working. Now if we click again, see. If we click again, it is changing again. See. If we click again, it is changing. See. Click again, it is changing. So we need to prevent that, right? How we are going to prevent it? So now we'll check. See. Now we'll check. In update array, we can check if game array of index, if game array of index already has a value, like we'll not pass anything. Game array of index already has a value. Done. Okay. Will not update. Okay. Now let us start again. X, we are inputting x 0 x 0 x. Now if we click, it will not update again. See, if we click, it will not update. So this check basically prevents it from updating twice. See, if we check, like what we are checking it, if the index, if that in that index it is not null, the element is not null, we are returning, will not update. Okay. So our basic functionality is done. Now what we are going to do? See, this is done, right? Now what we are going to do is see, not so we don't need this console.log anymore. What we are going to, we can basically what we can do, we can basically create uh, now we'll check if the after like clicking after he has input there, after the players have input all the blocks, all the elements in the block, if a player is one. Okay, so basically we'll create one function. Okay, so now what we'll do, const check game one. Okay, we can create one arrow function. So now what we're going to do, check. We can first create one, some winning patterns. Okay, so basically based on this winning patterns only, we'll validate the player as one. See, it is giving me auto suggestion because I have one extension enabled. I will link that in the description. So see, 0, 1, 2, right? If in 0, 1, 2 the elements are same, and like see, if in 0, 1, 2 at any point if the elements are same, we'll say that it is a winning pattern. Correct. Similarly, 3, 4, 5. The second or third row, first column, second column, and third column, and these are the two diagonals. So we'll check in every step. Okay. So we have created our winning patterns. Now what we are going to do? We are going to loop on this. Okay, we're going to use for loop here. for off loop. Basically, what we are going to do, let creating one variable, let winning pattern, take a single pattern of this winning patterns. Okay, winning patterns. Now what we are going to do? Now what we are going to do is we'll check. See if game. See if game array of a. Sorry, game array of a has an element and game array of b. So you can also just do it using game array of a only, but to be like double sure, I'm doing this. Like, I'm checking all the elements in those indexes. Okay? ABC. So C is not defined. That's why it is giving me an error. We'll destructure the array. Okay? See, what we can do is we can the destructure the winning pattern. Basically, it will be if we do a comma b comma c, right? Equal to it will be the winning pattern. Okay? Winning pattern. Right? See, A will be 0, B will be 1, C will be 2. So it's like basic JavaScript. Okay? Pattern. Sorry, it will be pattern. So see, now what we are going to check. So we are going to check is you can also we have to check, continue checking, and then what we are going to check if game array of A equal to game array of B, and then game array of B equal to game array of C. Okay, array of C. Then what we are going to do? We can uh, console.log. See, first for the starting, we can console.log that. Uh, so how we are going to check who has one? Can do this is extend. See, extend. If it is extend, let us. If it is extend, then what we can do is x has one. X has one. Else O has one. O has one. Or else what we can do is rather than doing this, we can do this also. Game array of A has one, because we are like inputting that X and O in those indexes, right? Game game array of A has one. So it's one. So I think it should work now. Let us check. Okay. So check game one. We are passing it. So so when we are going to call that function, so check game one. Whenever we are updating the array, we'll call this function. See, check. So we are going to use an use effect for this. Use effect. So now we are going to check. We are going to check on the basis of one dependency. It is the game array. Whenever the game array will update, this function will run. Correct? If we input this here, see, check game one. Okay? Check game one. Correct? We are inputting this. We are calling this function. Now, like, let us check. Let's clear our console. 0 x 0. See, x is 1. Correct? Now, see, now the issue will be that if I keep clicking, it will continue. Right? And we don't want that. So, how we are going to stop that? Where we can keep one more use state here that will check if game has one, if game one, or and we can keep it as set game one equal to state. Initially, it will be false, correct? So basically, what we are going, if it has one, if the game has been set game one as true, and will return. We don't want to like iterate over this array anymore, okay? And will return. So now in this check update array, what we can do, since we have won the game, right? And we will check here and or we are keeping two conditions if already index in that index element is present, or the game has been won. So we don't want to like the the like the blocks anymore. Okay, we just return from there. Now let us check xo. See, now if I click, it will not update. Okay, so our basic functionality is working. We are able to like keep track of who is winning and all. So our function is basically working. Okay? Now what we can do is, rather than keeping it as true and false, what we can do, we can keep it as if it is existent. Okay, we can or else we can directly keep game array of A only. So basically the x, if x is 1 it will come as x, if y is 1 so, so no point in such a ternary operator, a ternary query. So I think this is done. Now what we can do, we can wrap this container in one div. Let us wrap this container in a div with this. So we'll copy this here. What we can do, the class name as flex, flex call, gap will be 4, item center, justify center. Now what we can do, see, this is done, right? So this our grid will not mess with this. We'll just directly input one div here. Okay. So this one div. Let us give some styling in the beginning so that the text is not black. Okay. Text will be white. Text size will be just 30, 40 pixels. It's 40 pixels. Okay. Text size it will be 40. Okay, so it's okay now. What we can do? We can so basically we want to render this based on one condition. If game has been won, game has been won, then only we'll want to render this if. So how are we going to do that? Like what value should we put there? If the game has been won, then what we are going to, we'll check. We'll directly input this. If game one has won the game, it has won the game. I think this should work. See, and clearing this XO. See, X has won the game. If you don't want this, the game still X as well. Now let us try for Y as O as well. X O X O X O. O has one, correct? Now what we want to do? We want to reset as well, right? We want to reset this thing. If a player has one, we can reset it. So what we can do? We can create one div here. This wrapper div, we can create one button. Button we can create. We can give some styling to it as well. We can EX we can keep it as 4. EY will be 2. PG we can keep it as 2. And rounded we can keep it as medium. And what we want, like the text we want as white, text as white, we will just keep it as a reset button. So just name the text as reset. Just check the button. Cheap, okay, I could give value 400 cheap. It is working now. Like the button is visible. Like let us keep one event on click. What we want to do, we have to reset the board. Okay, reset the game array basically. So let us create one function here, const handle reset. Keep it as an arrow function. Okay. So what we want to do? First we want to set the game array. Okay, set game array. What we want to set it to? The initial state, right? We'll copy this from here, paste it here. So this is done. We'll set game one. We'll set we'll set access turn as true. Also we'll set game one as false. Okay. Now let us check the next when the game is to reset. See, everything is getting reset. 0 x 0 x is 1. Correct? So everything is working now. Now I haven't built the draw functionality yet. Like I will tell you how to build it, but I will just leave it to you guys how you want to implement it, how you will implement it. So I'm just leaving it to you guys. So my code is very simple, like very simple code. I think the most simple code you will find for the Tic-Tac-Toe game. So now what we are going to do, see. So basically what we want to do, to just now what we want to do is just highlight the blocks. If X is 1, this like these elements will change the background color to gray. Now how we are going to do this? So it is very simple. See what we are going to do. We can keep a track of the game array. Okay, const you can build a game one array. Whenever a person wins the game, you can keep a game one array. Set game one array. set game one array equal to use state. Initially it will be uh, just keep it as null. I don't want to that array object. Just keep it as null. Okay. So what we are going to do? Whenever a game is won, right? Whenever we have won a game, what we can do? Set game array as a comma b comma c. Basically, the indexes I'm passing, right? A comma b comma c are the winning indexes, right? I'm passing this as an array to set game array. So what we can do? We can pass this game array, game one array. Not sorry, not game array. We pass it as a set game one, set game one array. Now what we can do? We can pass the game one array in this tic-tac-toe block component. Game one array. Pass it as game one array. Now we can accept this in our props. Game one array. Okay, this is done, right? Game one array. Now what we are going to do? How we will think of the logic? Is how we change the background color. Okay. So it is very simple. See, what I can do is value can keep value which is convert it to string reference to update dynamic CSS. Okay. Now what we are going to see, I'm need this one. What we are going to do? See, we'll check. See if this index right is present in this game one array. Then what we are going to do is we'll change the background color on the base of that. So let us check. Like how we are going to check this. If like we'll use ternary operator. If game one array dot includes, okay, at any point of time, if game one array includes this index, okay, what we can do? We can change the BG background color to sorry commas. We can change the background color to gray. Okay, gray. I will keep it as 400 is fine, I guess, for now. This will use this later. We can now if there is no game one array, by default it will be BG background of white. See, this is done, right? Now what we can do? We can check now. Let me check. Okay, let's check. Let's check. See, it is working perfect. Now let us reset. See, now the issue will be if we reset, the highlighted part will not get reset. See, it's still there. So for that, what we can come back to our set game in this reset function and do is set game one array as a previous one. We'll keep it as null. Okay. Now I think it should work fine. See, keep this one. Now if we reset, I think it should work. Yes. Okay, let's check for O as well. O, O. See, it's working perfectly fine. Great, great. We have built almost built the project. Now what I want you to do is to practice. What you can do is you can create a draw method, and based on that you can like if the game has not been won, right? If all the blocks are filled, what you can do is you can call that div uh, div using some ternary operator or using and that based on some condition. Okay, if it is draw, like if it is a draw, right? Then what you can do is you can show it in the page, right? And also you can also keep a track of the access turn or vice turn. So I'm not basically interested in that. I just wanted to show you the complete function. I will check if the person has won or not. Okay. So yeah, I built the most of the project very simple and very like easy. So what we can do is what you can do is now that you can create one set draw function and you can also keep track of the extent. So you can like update it here. Okay. So I will leave that part to you. So yeah, guys. So that's it. It's a very simple approach to the tic-tac-toe game. Hope you guys liked it. Please share, and subscribe so that I can make the part two as well using Socket. So we'll just make one multiplayer tic-tac-toe game using Socket and Node.js. If you want that part, please comment down below or just like and subscribe. So yeah, guys. So thank you so much for watching.